But I'm better than I was. Hold my mute while I shout. Developing new ways to bless. Activating faith tools. Got my mind on the sky, but I'm taking off my cool. You ain't got faith in me. You ain't got faith in me.
Good morning.
You ain't got faith in me. Take off the
He speaks.
Let your mind.
Today,
Your mind.
T.D.Jakes, Reposition Yourself,
Let your mind.
or diving into the Bible. Now I must warn you, this is not for you little fat-hearted Christians. It may be a few cuss words in there because it get emotional, get passionate. You might see some tears, but just roll with me. Chapter 9, Reposition Yourself. Lions, tigers, and bears defeating the financial foes that limit you. We all can deal with some of this. Will not your debtors suddenly arise? Will they not wake up and make you tremble? Then you will become their victim. That's from Habakkuk 2:7 out of the NIV. Now, none of us would like to wander into a forest only to find out ourselves stalked by a group of vicious predators. Imagine your horror as you look back over your shoulder and see the impending danger of a group of resembling a big five of South Africa. For our purpose, we might reduce 5 to 3 and call them lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! Realizing these carnivorous beasts are only symbolic of our many influences that attack our finances and leave us hemorrhaging from poor choices that follow us the rest of our lives. Like student loans haunting now adult professionals, such wild animals leave us breathlessly trying to outrun what's breathing down our necks. Or what's those growling medical bills and snarling unpaid revolving credit cards? Are there not enough to make us even more courageous of us? Are there not enough to make even the most courageous of us hide under our blankets and cry for our mommies to make them go away? Not really. Sometimes it get like that. You can open your eyes now, I promise. This is the chapter that might have made you wince as you turn the page. Cover your eyes with your hands as if you're about to see the grisly murder in a gory horror movie. This is one where you know you're going to get some strong interpretation like counsel and practical tips that may require some changes in your attitude, investments, and invoices. This is the Manny that the manager. This is the Manny the manager favorite chapter, the one where you get to remind you of where you may have stumbled, tripped in some turns, or missed some opportunities, squandered possibilities, and remorseful and have remorseful ramifications. But it's okay. There's no guilt here. Only guidance, no shame. Only solution, no fear, only faith. Learning how to manage and disentangle yourself from financial limitations that clutter your life can be one of the most liberating feelings you'll ever feel. It's not that you will become rich and never worry about money again. That won't ever happen. It's simply that you will feel in control because there's not a crisis, secure because there's a strategy, and fulfilled because you're finally facing the financial facts. As we've discovered, money and material toys cannot make you happy. Sure can. Provide you with peace, joy, or motivate you to be a better person. You recall that money gives us options. Yes, it does. Choices. Yes, it does. And convenience us to help us proceed through life. But whether you fly first class or coach, you will still be the same person. Yes, you will. Many people who dress in Armani suits and Dolce & Gabbana dresses don't take anyone to the ball all by themselves. No, they remain worried with a little distraught accountants whose lives suddenly don't add up. They're chewing their nails and working late, trying to juggle the debts, defray the taxes, hopefully delay the inevitable demise of the person who publicly lives the lifestyle of the rich and famous. But privately, Mr. and Mrs. High Life are battling the over-the-edge antics of false prophets. If you don't have a plan and an awareness of where you are financially, it's very difficult to reposition yourself where you want to be in areas of your life. If you hit a wall of fear, shame, guilt every time your spending habits come up, then it's going to be challenging when you want to consider taking this trip to the Bahamas you dreamed about, or enrolling in night school, or taking your children to Disneyland. Your finances are a kind of lifeblood coursing through the body of your identity and purpose. Money does not provide heart, soul, or vital organs to your life, but it does carry nutrients, minerals, and fresh oxygen to those parts. Yes, indeed. Yes, Lord. Yes, you do. Thank you. So let's lay aside the fear, the guilt, the shame, whatever your emotions may be, making your hand tremble on the brow of sweat as you read this chapter. It's time to take charge of this area in your life. It's time to reposition your financially responsible. Let's reposition yourself as a financially responsible, resource-savvy individual with a plan for realizing your dreams. Let's go get it, Lord. Off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of what? By asking you to lay aside your fears in this area, please don't hear me saying that finances aren't scary. They scary. Scarier than a mother. So much occurs in our finances, in our financial lives, that can easily terrify us. What if I'm not able to save for my children's college fund, student loans? What if I don't have a retirement plan or a 401k in place? You gonna be working? What if I can't see a way out of these credit card debts? You gonna be in debt? Should I use my nest egg to pay off these credit card debts? You might end up broke on zero again. Or even, how am I ever going to pay my bills this month? Don't rob the liquor store. You can feel like Dorothy from your childhood favorites, The Wizard of Oz. We call it The Wiz though. Beginning her journey with her unlikely comrades, the Scarecrow and the Tin Man, as they ventured down the forest where there's truly terrifying flying monkeys will eventually descend. They anticipate encountering beasts who will attempt to eat them for dinners. Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! Deja vu. Become their refrain as they voice sing in anxieties over the unknown. However, eventually they do encounter a lion. You'll recall the cowardly lion. Oh, put him up, put him up. While Dorothy is terrified at first, she soon realizes that the lion before her is even more afraid than she is. Oh, the cowardly lion. I love this scene because it captures so much about how we often live our lives afraid of things in the darkness. Ooh, Lord, you're working on something. Worried about uncertainties, second guessing our third-hand possibilities. Second guessing our third-hand possibilities. Some of y'all on your fourth, fifth finger. Oh, Lord Jesus. And then we actually encounter one of these fears. It turns out to be something that we can easily manage and learn from. Dorothy learns that she's courageous, brave, facing down not only lions but wicked witches and the larger-than-life wizards. We can do it. She learned to face unknowns and move through them, stronger and more equipped for the next encounter. How many of y'all need to get stronger for the next encounter and stop worrying about that past encounter? Her growth reminds me of another hero who transverse an incredible life journey. Her growth reminds me of overcoming fears and obstacles. David, the shepherd king, who scripture describes us as a man after God's own heart. Acts 13:22. Yes. You recall that David, anointed by God at an early age, could not come into his kingdom without first killing the giant. Goliath was certainly formidable, so much that the entire army of Israel feared him and wouldn't take him on. The whole army, one man. Then along came this mere shepherd, a teenager, the youngest child of a large family, the runt, bringing his brothers their lunch. Just came out to bring lunch. And he, one who asked to take on the giant. First, he must conquer Saul, the present king. He got to get past the king. That he's not insane in his request. Let's review this exchange. Let's dive into this thing. David said to Saul, "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him." Saul replied, "You are not able to go out against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a boy, and he has been fighting men from his youth. He's been whooping and taking names." But David said to Saul, "You servant have been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion and a bear came and carried off my sheep from my flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth." Snatched. "When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair." Get you. Struck it and killed it. Bah. You servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised turtleneck Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies. He has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who delivered me from the power of the lion and the power of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this turtleneck Philistine. Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord will be with you." That is 1 Samuel 17:32 through 37 from the NIV. Now, David posed the strength and confidence to square off against the most terrifying foe imaginable, because he had defeated the smaller threats all along the way. He viewed those past encounters with the lions and the bears as God's training ground for facing and defeating lions. See, God trained him with a lion and a bear before we got to a giant. How many of y'all been getting trained with the lions and bears and you're crying about it? You got a giant coming, you better get ready. The future king learned to fight for his flock, sheep by sheep. And from the battle, he learned how to go into a situation that others might view insurmountable. We all got insurmountable things. Pause for the break. That stands looming between them and their dreams. I'll never forget a woman I counseled who came to me after finding herself sobbing in her car on the side of the road. Her flat tire had not only sent her small sedan into the ditch, it sent her reeling emotionally. She said to me, sitting there in the rain, I realized that I didn't have anyone to call to help me, and I didn't know how I would pay for new tires or repairs. I immediately jumped from there to thinking I would never be loved by anyone the way I long to be loved, and I would never be out that. I believe this is how we must learn to reposition ourselves as we examine our financial lives. The role money plays in who we are and what we do. We must be willing to face the daily fears. David could not come into the kingdom without killing a giant. For many people, prosperity, and I use the term not to mean mere financial wealth, but to encompass the full meaning of what it means to thrive, is as impossible because they can't seem to kill the giant, the conglomerate, the accumulated fear, the financial falling. Let's go back for a minute. I know what you're saying. Mr. Rocker, I can read. I don't need to watch you stumble over T.D.Jakes words. I can read. So let's go back and let's dive into this word. Let's get up into this 1 Samuel 17. And we're going to start it off at the beginning. Let's just get this whole 17. The Philistines gathered their army together for war. They came to Succoth in Judah. They set up a camp at Ephes-Dammim. It was between Succoth and Azekah. Saul of the army of Israel gathered together. They camped in the valley of Elah. They lined up their men to fight against the Philistines. The Philistine army was camped on one hill. The Israel army was on another. The valley was between them. So we got Philistines over here, Israelites over here, valley. A mighty hero named Goliath came out of the Philistine camp. Big old joker. He was from Gath. Gath sound like big. He was more than 9 feet tall. When the last time you seen somebody 8 feet tall? More than 9 feet tall. You think the Bible line? 9 feet. That boy was kissing the rim. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of bronze armor. Now, when you're 9 feet tall, why you need a helmet and some armor? Can't nobody even reach up that high to hit you. It weighed 125 pounds. Wait, his armor weighed 125 pounds. If some of y'all had to put 125 pounds on right now, you'd fall to the ground. On his legs, he wore he wore bronze guards. He got on shin guards. Bronze guards. He carried a bronze javelin on his back. He's so big, he got a javelin on his back. It ain't even touching the ground. He 9 feet, a javelin on his back. Not a sword, not a spear, a javelin. You see them throw a javelin, it's longer than a person. He got a javelin on his back. His spear was as big as a weaver's rod. I don't know how long a weaver's rod is, but that sounds long. Its iron point weighed 15 pounds. The point weighed 15 pounds. The point. You ever been shot with a 15-pound bullet? The man who carried his shield walked along in front of. Look, he got a man to carry his shield. This one man, he got just a. Goliath stood and shouted to the soldiers of Israel. He said, "Why do you come out and line up for battle? I am a Philistine. You are the servants of Saul. Choose one of your men. Have him come down and face me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we'll become your slaves." Mano, mano. 1-on-1. Ein to ein. It's one thing to lose the fight. They ain't said we just gonna lose the fight, give the battle, give up. We're gonna be your slaves. That's whole lot of confidence. Too much confidence. Never be overcome. You 9 feet tall. You probably should have a little swagger, but you probably could have kept that slave comment. But if I kill and win him, if I win and kill him, you will become our slaves and serve us. I mean, that's fair once you put the slave thing on the table, but I believe I'd have left that slave thing out. Being black and all, we're going to leave that slave thing out of everything. Goliath continued. This very day I dare the soldiers of Israel to send me a man down to fight against me. I double dog, send one of you little short, send a little, all of you little me. Okay, so Saul and the whole army of Israel heard what the Philistines said. They were terrified. Hold on, now you heard? There ain't no microphone, ain't no amp. So he way on the mountain over here, they're on the mountain over there. The boy had to be loud. The boy was loud. I get the echo. I whoop all your butts. Right, yeah. David was the son of Ephraim. His name was Jesse. He was from Bethlehem in Judah. You know, some good folks out of Bethlehem. Jesse had 8 sons. When Saul was king, Jesse was already very old. Not old, very old. Very old. I don't know how old it is in the Bible. That's probably like 250. Very old. I'm sorry, not Jesus. Excuse me. Jesse's 3 oldest sons had followed Saul into battle. The oldest son was Eliab. The second was Abinadab. The third was Shammah. David was the youngest. The 3 oldest sons followed Saul. But David went back and forth from Saul's camp to Bethlehem. He went to Bethlehem to take care of his father's sheep. Every morning and evening, Goliath came forward and stood. He did for 40 days. 40 days, this big old joker come out there, woofing. Bring one of you, woof, blow your house down looking. Jesse said to his son David, get at least half a bushel of grain that has been cooked. Also get 10 loaves of bread. Take them all to your brothers. Hurry to their camp. Take along them 10 chunks of cheese to the commander of the company. And get them some cheese and bread. We call that jail food now. Cheese, bread, and water. Find out how your brothers are doing. Bring me back some word about them. They are with Saul and all the men of Israel. They are in the valley of Elah, fighting against the Philistines. So early in the morning, David left his father's flock, he left his father's flock and carried a shepherd. David loaded up the food and started out, just as Jesse had directed. David reached the camp as the army was going out into its battle positions. The soldiers were shouting with war cries. Ah! Turtleneck winning battle. Israel and Philistines were lining up their armies for battle. The armies were facing each other, so they face to face. They lining all up. You know, everybody sizing each other up. Stab him here, slap that one, put that one, kick that one, push it, you know, all that right there. So they all juxtaposing. David left what he had brought with the man who took care of the supplies. He ran to the battle lines and greeted his brothers. As David was talking to them, Goliath stepped forward from his line. Goliath was the mighty Philistine hero from Gath. He again dared someone to fight him, and David heard it. And little David, he been getting them sheep every day. And the big old dude, what is that? What is this turtleneck? When the Israel army saw Goliath, all of them ran away from him. That's because they were filled with fear. Filled with fear. The little youngest boy, he ain't scared though. The men of Israel had been saying, just look at how this man keeps stepping forward. Again and again, he dared Israel to fight him. The king will make the man who kills him very wealthy. He will also give him his daughter to be his wife. He won't require anyone in his family to pay any taxes. Hold on now. Whole family tax free. You get a daughter and you wealthy. All you got to do is go slap the turtleneck giant. David spoke to the man who was standing near him. He asked them, what will be done for the man who kills the Philistine? Goliath is bringing shame on Israel. What will be done for the one who removes it? This Philistine isn't even circumcised. Turtleneck. He dares the army of the living God to fight him. Turtleneck. Who does he think he is? Turtleneck. The men told David what Israel's soldier had been saying. The men told him what he had done for the man who killed Goliath. And he didn't told him what he going to do for the man. David said, what? He going to do what? What you got to know? David said to Goliath, you coming down to fight me with a sword, spear, a javelin? But I'm coming against you in the name of the Lord who rules over all. He is the God of the armies of Israel. He is the one that dared to fight you. This very day the Lord will hand you over to me. I will strike you down, cut your head off. This very day I will feed the bodies of the Philistine army to the birds of the air. Not just you, the whole army. I will feed them to the wild animals. Then the whole world will know there is a God in Israel. The Lord doesn't save us by using a sword or a spear. And everyone who is here will know it. The battle belongs to the Lord. He will hand all of you over to us. As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly to the battle line and meet him. He ran up to him. Right? Don't be scared. Run up to that thing while it's getting close to it. Get scared to it. Run up to it with confidence. That's how you get the miracle thing. David ran to the battle line to meet him. He reached into his bag, took out a stone, put it in his sling, slung it at Goliath. The stone hit him in his forehead and sank into it. Now, the stone, he got on a helmet. You remember this big brass helmet he had? Now, he done threw a stone, hit him dead in his forehead. You ever see one of them helmets? The forehead and the face is the only thing that's open. That stone was so perfect. See, God will guide your hands so perfectly to get you out of that Goliath that all you got to do is put your hand to the stone and chunk it with confidence and watch it hit Goliath smack dead in the forehead. Out of that. He fell to the ground on his face. So when David wanted to fight against Goliath with a sling and a stone, he struck the Philistine down and killed him. He did it without even using a sword. David ran and stood over him, took hold of Goliath's sword, pulled it out after he killed him, and cut his head off, and as the old preachers like to say, and took the head, walked around the city, and showed everybody how to get ahead in life. It is a life lesson right there. That's a life lesson right there. You want to get ahead? Don't be scared. Pull out your sword. But first, before you get ahead, chunk a stone, lay a path, say a prayer, and chunk it in confidence. Till then, keep your prayers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. This has been He Speaks with Kareem Rock.
I always wanted to share this story. You know, just you see the moon and stars.